Yeah, just one Mick here. As an Australian, I like to try and get behind our Australian products. There's our Australian-made Ford Falcon here that I've had for many years. American power plant, but built in Australia. Cleveland engine. Cleveland, it's a 5.8 litre, but this one's actually 6.7 litre, but 5.8 litre 351 Cleveland. Majority of this car was sourced and built in Australia. A lot of the stuff was all made in Australia. Some American copy stuff like the engine and the gearbox and the differential, but a lot of it come out of Australia. In the mid-70s, we produced, in my opinion, when you look around at the cars of the 1970s, late 60s, early 70s, Australia produced amongst some of the best cars in the world, and we took our world-class cars right up until ceased for production on the Holdens 12 months ago, and the Fords about nearly 3 years ago. But then down to our Victor-built mower, which I rabbit on a lot about in videos, because this mower is near 20 years old, Australian design, Australian made, and ultra reliable. I'll walk outside, and then I go to my Australian made Greenfield mower, which I'll go on about. Now, people can go on about these things, but the way I look at it, with this, it's got an American engine and a little Kohler, 7 horsepower. The deck's made in Australia. The steel is, as I understand, it's made in Australia. The whole mower itself's crafted in Australia. The drive system, which I've showed you, is an Australian patented drive system. Cox bought out Greenfield, I think around about just under 12 months ago. Cox also make a lot of mowers. They're another big mower manufacturer. In my opinion, the drive system in these mowers, which I've showed you at length, simple engineering, reliable engineering, good on hills. I talked to the mower supplier that supplies us our hustlers for work and does a lot of our work on our hustlers. And when I was talking to him about where I live up in the hinterland up Mullaney Steep, I said, so what's the best, what is the best, not a commercial mower, but just best, you know, for lawns that you would buy a lawnmower, like not a Hustler or something of a lot cheaper value, what is your best mower for steep hills? And he said, oh, well, you won't go past the Greenfield for the drive mechanism, and also the locking diff. This small one has a solid axle, so it's both wheels drive the same, just through this chain down here, which I've showed you the drive system, and so you get direct power to this left and right wheel. But when you turn sharply, obviously that's probably not as good a setup but it's all right on this little mower. But the bigger Greenfield, you have a unlocking diff, so you can unlock the rear end, so it effectively just turns the wheel with the least amount of resistance on it, and you know, so really got the best of both worlds. So for me, I just look at it as if we stop producing stuff in Australia, which have stopped producing a lot of stuff, we're going to be stuffed. We're going to be stuffed. Excuse me, I'm a comedian. But anyhow, that's my bit of a rant. That's why I like, it's not being prejudiced to any one brand of that, but I just think that I like to try and support Australian made stuff. So I use Penrite oil, it's Australian made oil, you know, good quality oil. So I just go as much of Australian stuff that I can, and really then I just sort of sway towards American and Japanese gear, more so Japanese with your brush cutters and all that sort of stuff. They make extremely good stuff. That brush cutter there, that's Japanese, and that's bloody done a lot of work and ultra reliable. So yeah, but anyhow, on that note, I just like Australian things, and try and support Australians as much as I can, because at the end of the day, it is the country we live in. Swanamic out.